Greetings and salutations, my friends. When they first announced that FM25 was going to have a whole new engine, going to be built in Unity, that was going to be my sort of biggest question about FM24. Is like, well, how much changes, especially to the things like the match engine, are they going to make? Because it would feel like wasted energy if they're just having to redo it again. So I suspected very little. But today we have a article called Truer Football Motion, Match Authenticity, Positional Play. I think we're doing set pieces, is it next week or something? So this will be intriguing. Haven't read this. This is my first time viewing because it's more fun this way. Match, am I recording? Just checking. Okay, brain fog. Match days are the moments that get the adrenaline flowing in. Okay, fluff. Our match teams strive to make the most movements feel closer to a perfect simulation. Okay, FM24, the most complete version in the series today. Yes, we say that every year because it's the next one. That's fine. The team has vastly, not just improved, vastly improved the way players behave in our engine. From animation, locomotion, because I always knew they wouldn't add more animations and more mocap stuff, because why would they at this point? Upgrades that improve off-the-ball movement, that's huge. Right through to player rotation enhancements that enable you to incorporate more positional play in your tactics. You'll notice the changes from your first kickoff. The introduction of a brand new player role brings you closer to the cutting edge of the professional game, while others have their functionality refined to complement some of our other changes. Upgrades to our ball physics, match day lighting to level up the immersion. So let's dive in. Okay, I am excited. I'm just struggling to speak. Delivering new avenues for attacking play, thanks to the likes of Man City's Pep. Oh yeah, it's always fucking Pep Guardiola, isn't it? I'm not bitter. Positional play has become one of world football's most popular principles in recent years. Put simply, it's an approach that sees players take up positions on the pitch that help their side to create numerical advantages and passing triangles and diamonds. Where's the rhombus? The intention of these shapes is to create space, give the ball carrier several passing options, and allow these teams to progress possession up the pitch. Good. Yeah, we're going to emulate it. They're going to make it happen. Fluff. You'll see that some players, based on their role and those you've included around them, can now move into another position while you're in possession that would be expected from their default starting base. Take, for example, a 4-2-3-1 with two defensive midfielders, where your pivot players are a segundo volante, love it, and a ball-winning midfielder on defence. Just behind the striker is an advanced playmaker. Following our rotation changes of FM24, the advanced playmaker now recognises the attacking runs of the segundo volante in behind. This means the advanced playmaker will move across to open a new channel. See, okay, I'll finish this, but then have a mini rant. Okay, freeing up the segundo volante to push up as a second number 10 and effectively create a 4-1-4-1 shape in attack. To accommodate this movement, your ball-winning midfielder would occupy a more central position to provide more effective cover. Now, that seems simple. Common sense, you'd even say. And I've talked about this quite often, that I don't trust the game enough to, if I've got some ball-winning midfielder on defence, like this example, for example, and he bombs forward, is he just going to be on the left in this example? Is he just, that's what I was thinking. I always worry that it's like, or if I have an anchor man or a half-back and there's two defenders, are the centre-back's going to move apart a little bit so he can drop in? That sort of thing. I never trusted the game to be able to understand that. So the fact they are literally talking about this is amazing. Oh my God, we've got a video. These rotations work with other aggressive defence and central midfield roles too. Is it just midfielders then? The way they're talking? Why would you not talk about defenders, all positions? Like a roaming playmakers, Mazzellas. We look forward to seeing your experiment with this fluidity, but in the meantime, you can see some of these midfield rotations in the action video below. Are they going to point out? You can watch it for yourself. That's what has been needed for ages, though. That's really good. So it's like actual intelligence. They could have put a bit more fucking effort into that video, couldn't they? Just highlight stuff, talk about it. Oh, well. So to complement these changes, we've also tweaked the behaviour of the inverted wingers and inside forward roles. Now, when they recognise they've got an additional midfielder player pushing up into the half space on their side, they will stay wider to accommodate them, and that would create more overloads. On a defensive note, the halfback was what I talked about, has had some alterations. Now, depending on when you're using them in a double pivot, it can take up either the left or right centre-back position while you're in possession. In summary, these positional rotations mean your players now behave more intelligently, adjusting their position based on the roles and movements of teammates around them. Your players should have more passing lanes open to them, a better ability to play through the lines, allowing your team shape to... This is really good. Okay, love that. Good. A modern evolution introducing the inverted fullback. Okay, better incorporated positional players, just one of this year's new additions. The inverted fullback, popularised by Carl Walker, and a highly requested addition on our forums. This new role, I think we all know what this is, right? If you watch Premier League. Just as an aside, because I only really watch English football, is inverted fullbacks and stuff and wingbacks becoming popular in the sort of Trent, Carl Walker role? John Stones did it a little bit. Is that becoming popular across all the big leagues? Let me know. This new role functions as a traditional fullback when defending, but in position transitions become a third central defender. Okay. So this is what we taught, some sort of elbow. This is okay. This is good. I thought they meant like they would go into like a sort of DM role, but this is they just become a third central defender. Now, do they all shuffle across? So if I've got a left inverted fullback on defend, two centre backs, and a wing back on attack on the right, is the game clever enough to shuffle those three across to become a standard three? Let's read on and find out. Combines with your other central defenders to make a back three. The outermost two function like wide centre-backs. This means that the defender on the side of the pitch where the ball has license to move slightly further forward to support the play. This new role enables you to experiment with the three at the back building shapes while defending in a back four. Love this. It also frees up some else in your back line to move into midfield, as in my example. Leveling up the inverted wing back. I'm not going to watch the video. We've seen how shit these are. You can watch it yourself. The link will be in the description. That player pushing into midfield could well be an inverted wing back on the other side of your defence, as this is another role which, with much more intelligent and responsive positioning in FM24. Now the defensive midfielders are more suited to recognising this movement of the inverted wing back. That means that when an inverted wing back pushes up, a deeper line defensive midfielder on their side will move across. Oh, it's good. It's so common sense and simple, but it's so good to form a two-man pairing. So you can have your Segundo Volante bombing on. You can have your ball-wing midfielder move across into the middle because that's what his job is. But then you've got a right inverted wing-back on support that then moves across, and you've got just your two DMs. Magic. Okay. Yep. Okay, building out from the back with an enhanced Libero. I haven't used a Libero for ages. Man City, but it's always fucking Pep Guardiola in it. It's always Pep. Nobody else, no other managers in the world use any other tactics. They're all basic 4-4-2 bitches, apparently. Not bitter. Oh, I should have straightened my voice. Okay, Pep Guardiola, tactical trendsetter. Last season, John Stones playing as a centre-back, stepping up into midfield. The John Stones role is the only man that's ever done it, is included in FM24 thanks to... Didn't Rio Ferdinand do that quite a lot? Or maybe it's just more like attacking runs, I guess. I feel like it's existed. Thanks to significant improvements made by the way the Libero functions. Available now in a back four, because you can only have it in a back three, right? And all three central defensive roles in the back three, the Libero will move up into defensive midfield in a similar way to the inverted wingback. This is really good, though. Excuse me. In addition to the midfielders adjusting their position to accommodate the Libero's forward movement, we've also ensured that your central defenders suitably adapt to the Libero stepping out in the defensive line. So they're going to move... As such, your central defenders... Excuse me. Will now alter their behaviour depending on the number of active players in your back line. If there are two, they will function as a traditional centre-back pairing, but split further across the pitch to cover more effectively. Something of note is that if you play inverted wingback and a Libero on the same side of the defensive line, the Libero will not push up. This is because the inverted wingback has priority. Yeah, that would make sense. That would be just stupid to do, wouldn't it? If you do that, it's your own fault. I'm glad they don't push up into the exact same position. Just holding hands. These changes to the Libero, as well as the other roles outlined above, ultimately mean that there'll be greater fluidity and dynamism in your tactics. The blow clip, yep. Okay, truer football motion. I'm not going to base what the actual look of the match engine is on these pissy little videos. We'll see that when we get... It'll be like fluff improvements, as always, until we get the new match engine. Outside of the role behaviour, you notice the players now appear more intelligent when they're moving into positions. This is next animation, authenticity and fluidity of the animations in our games. There's a leap forward in both traditional studio-based motion capture. Okay, we've also improved our in-house animation engine, utilising the inverse kinematic system, one of my favourite systems. Only second behind System of a Down, obviously. And System Shock, the video game. To reflect the real-life captured data in the most accurate and realistic way possible. To make use of this new database of animations, we've introduced motion matching. This new system allows us to identify these more realistic animations and directly use them for every player in FM relative to the context. Whatever. Motion matching, in combination with inverse kinematics, will bring a lot more fluidity of player movements. You'll notice these animation changes most with off-the-ball actions like running, pointing, and defensive... Okay, defensive jockeying, that's huge, because that kind of doesn't exist. So that would be nice, that I could see that my actual defender is trying to sort of get the ball, because sometimes it just looks like formation running. Players will now position themselves on the half turn much more often, meaning they can receive the ball and turn more easily, again allowing you to play... Okay. Is this going to show us anything? Quality of this, okay. God, they play on slow, don't they? Jesus. Okay. Oh, I've snotted now. I guess blow my nose. Can I just say, Sports Interactive, if you're watching, put some fucking a little effort into the videos. I know you're not be your big release videos, but you're doing a blog where you show something. Have it, I don't know, when one of the things you're talking about happens, pause the video, have some little graphics on, explaining something or pointing to it or showing what they would have done before and what they're doing now. God, put some effort in. Okay. Yep. Okay. More authentic ball movement. Okay. Visibly improved player movement across the pitch. Our engine now models drag and air resistance more effectively, meaning the ball will float and spin more authentically. Good. Similarly, deflections will now appear more realistically. Good, because that sometimes was bonkers. Weather is another factor. Oh, God. Can I see snow? Snow, for me, always looked like low cloud cover, like an inch off the ground. Weather is now an important factor. The video below shows some... Okay. Where's the weather? This is ball physics. I want to see snow. Okay, so the ball feels more like a ball. Good. We've implemented more authentic ball friction. Love a bit of ball friction. Additionally, you'll notice that your players are now less likely to dribble all the way to the byline before stopping and turning around. Good. They'll slow down earlier to face up the opposition defender. Good. These changes also mean that your players are now able to volley the ball into the ground. Nice. And are more likely to connect with the downward headers when in the right situation. Oh, good. So the old floaty headers just constantly, whenever my big target man is just floating headers over the bar every single time. Oh, my God, wait. They're not... Match day environment. They're not going to take back the corners in stadiums, are they? They couldn't. Could they? They couldn't. Could they? The more eagle-eyed of you will have spotted this in the first... No, sort of the reveal, but lighting and pitch textures have been significantly enhanced. Like I said, not going to judge it off a little YouTube video that they took 2 minutes on. We'll see that when we get the game. For me, I wasn't expecting anything, so if any of that side of things is a bit better for this year, cool. Don't care that much. Day, night, and interior lighting have all been upgraded to ensure that you get better colour grading. Love some colour grading. We've also updated our fog settings so that the time of day and weather conditions are more obvious. Pitch textures now have a much sharper and more natural look and feel to them. The graphic... It's not corners, is it? The graphics... I knew it was... I was asking too much. I like all the screenshots they've shown in the videos. They've always got corners in the stadium. Okay, so this is just a screenshot. Cool. Yeah, it does look a bit more realistic, but that's good. Positional rotations is the brand new inverted fullback role. Yep. Head over to the features roadmap, which we all know about. Okay. I'm pleasantly surprised. I thought this would be the least affected area of the new FM, especially after seeing the good stuff that we've read in the last few days on the other stuff. So I'm very pleasantly surprised. This is going to be huge. It sounds like a simple... obvious change, and it really is. That should have been in there for like 15 years. But the fact that players aren't just, this is my role, this is what I do. I'm a ball-winning midfielder on defence, and that is what I do. Doesn't matter what is going on around me. I am independent man or woman that's going to do their job. Now they actually have eyes, and you go, oh, hang on, he's coming over here a bit. I'll shift across, or my partner's bombing forward. I'll move into the middle. I genuinely think that is huge. Simple, but huge. Absolutely brilliant. So I'm very, very pleasantly surprised. The inverted fullback is very, very cool. And all the other stuff, the Libero stuff, love that. With all this sort of stuff, the true emotion, the ball physics, the friction, and all... We'll judge when the game comes out. I think we can all agree that's not why the graphics is not why we play the game. We'd all like better graphics, obviously, but that's not our main focus, especially with what we know about FM25. So the fact there's more improvements, good, but I'll believe that when I see it, type thing. They didn't even mention corners. It's going to be an FM25 headline feature, isn't it? That's the only thing that they... New engine, corners of stadiums. And I'll buy it. Right, there we go, my friends. Let me know what you think in the comments. Oh, that's exciting. That's going to feel different. As with all these videos, as with all the things Sports Interactive ever say, always have an asterisk until we see it with our own eyes in our own game. Because they've made promises and exciting new features over the years which were not that at all. So like I said, I'm not trusting their word, but I'm looking at it and saying what they've said is great, cool, can't wait to see it if it works in the game like you just said. So always have that in the back of your head. But so far, I'm pleasantly blown away. And that is my favourite type of being blown, pleasantly, by the amount of stuff that's in here, and specifically the amount of stuff that I like. That affects the way I play the game, because there's many areas of the game I don't really touch. So the fact that so many of this is for me is bloody marvellous. Right, my friends. Whoo, this was a struggle. Give me a pity like for this one. If you are interested in more FM25 content, 25 content? Yeah, tune back in a year and a half's time. And FM24, please do subscribe and like the video. Come say hello if it's your first video here. Please say hello in the chat, in the comments. I should just finish. Right, there we go, my friends. Thank you very much for watching. I'm going for a lie down. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.